Hello guys, this is RazorSC here, and I am here to bring you another glorious replay of none other than Grubby, the Warcraft 3 baller, which I used to play. Very fun game. And BitterCold, and I actually don't know much about BitterCold. He's High Masters, playing against Grubby, who is also High Masters, not yet Grandmasters, but you know, he'll get there. So, without further ado, this game is on Shattered Temple, and let's start this game up. Alright, so, as we start this game, we're going to turn music off. We got the good lucks, have funs, all that jazz. Actually, I want the music on. Sound effects on. Nope, they are. Alright, everything's on. Sorry about that mishap. Alright, so up here in the top, we have Grubby as the green Protoss, and down here, we have BitterCold as the yellow Zerg. Now, how this game is going to play out is probably either a 3-8 expo from ours Protoss buddy up here, or a Forge Fast Expand, which of course is where you get a Pylon, a Forge, a Nexus, a Cannon, and then proceed to macro your little Protoss heart out. And let's look at what this Pylon is going down, so it is probably going to be a Gateway Cybercore wall-off at the top of the ramp, considering of that Pylon placement. But I agree with that. I like a nice safe opening from Grubby, and we have a cancel on this. Maybe a little bit, looks like a little bit of a late Overlord, which is a little bit of a slip up from BitterCold. But we got 3 drones on the way, 2 drones on the way, because that one's fixing to pop. We got them chrono boosting them, all them probes. And we have, surprisingly, Grubby scouting in complete, oh wait, I'm an idiot, this is on ladder, okay, yep. Close positions are disabled. So he is either cross, or, so from Grubby's point of view, he is either here or here, and luckily my preferred scout path is to go here than here, so he found him right away. What do we got? Looks like we got a 14-14 coming out from BitterCold, which I don't necessarily agree with. I like to 15 hatch if I play Zerg versus Protoss, because Cannon Rushes are relatively easy to hold off, but personal preference, I guess. Both of them going for a safe, nice, safe, standard opening, so nothing weird going to be coming out from the early game. We got Grubby at 16 supply, throwing down that Pylon, Chrono Boost and probes, got the Assimilator coming up, Gateway coming up, probably going to see the Cybercore. I've actually never done this wall off. I feel like such a noob. I put my Pylon back here and then Gateway, Cybercore, and all that good stuff. But whatever. Okay, so we got the Spawn and Pool finishing up. Overlord coming up, 15 out of 18. In the Units tab, we have 17 probes, which shows the chrono boosting that Grubby is doing on all those probes. Oh, yep, there's a Cybercore. Okay, then we should have a Zealot coming out as soon as he has the money, as long as he doesn't have to build probes, which he shouldn't. So as soon as he has the money, should have a Zealot coming out. 18 probes, so he got 3 probe lead, which is a relatively high lead in the early game, 19 to 15. So he has a wow, that is a really big lead. So we got Queens coming up, Speed coming up, pulled out of that gas right at 100, right at the correct time. You can see Grubby getting his second gas up, probably doing a Zealot Sentry combination into Expand, considering there's Zealots are relatively low on minerals, and Sentries are high on gas, low on minerals. And a Nexus is 400 minerals, so you gotta save that up somehow. So what do? You load a lot of gas-intensive units and save. So we got Warp Gate coming out, probably being chrono boosted. Actually, no, he is preferring to save his chrono boost, probably to wait for that Pylon to be done. They're gonna chrono boost some of those probes out, which I don't know. I don't know why he's not spinning that chrono boost. I mean, that's just wasted time. Building a Sentry out of here. It's probably a 1-gate expand. There goes that chrono boost, but it's way late. So yeah, expansion coming up for our Zerg buddy, and probably got the Overlord placement spot for the 3rd. Good scouting, making sure there's nothing weird going on. So let's look at the point of views from here. We got second wing chasing this probe in. This probe should get away, and if he's not going to waste a force field now. So we got 2 more gateways coming up on the 5-minute mark. So could see 4-gate, probably not, due to the 2 gases, and another Sentry incoming, so 4 gates, I don't even know why I said that. But we have decent Overlord spread. I prefer, he has good Overlord spread. He's sending this one. Yes, he's stopping it right here over this plateau. Good. I totally agree with that. Alright, so we got drones transferring down to the natural. We got an extra Queen popping out right on time, ready for those inject larvas. I think what I would have done is thrown a creep tumor down here and start connecting those bases, and then start a 3rd Queen and continue the bases. Sorry about that, phone is being retarded. But we got Warp Gate's almost done. 300 minerals, probably gearing up to take that expansion any time now. 400 minerals, that Ling's delaying it, scaring him out a little bit. I don't know why he's favoring killing that with the probe. Anyway, so since he's taken this natural, I believe BitterCold. Is it bittersweet or BitterCold? Let's go see here. It's BitterCold. I don't know how I forgot that. I've said it about 5,000 times this game. We got Warp Gates finishing up. Should be warping in a big round of Sentries since he doesn't have it under minerals. Yep, big round of Sentries. We got a Pylon coming up. I don't know why. Yeah, he's doing a wall off this way, which is actually a little bit safer than doing it this way because it takes less time. And I used to try to Baneling Bust a lot, and I still do because it's really fun. But I don't know what it is, but this one, it's so much harder because, I don't know. It just feels harder to me. We do have a precautionary spine crawler coming up. Again, no creep connecting the bases. A relatively 7-minute layer. That's a fast layer. I don't know if I agree with that, but Grubby does have a forge coming up there. Stargate coming up there. Pretty standard, seeing as how the Zerg will probably, or not probably, but should take a third. He should sacking these Lings, or not sacking them necessarily, but relatively is, because he's not going to get in there with Warp Gate. I don't know why he didn't try to pick off some Sentries, but he does have a Spine Crawler. He's relatively safe, but Grubby has a lot of force fields, and he does have Guardian Shield up, and he's got Roaches. Okay, he's fine. He's perfectly fine against this push. No problem at all, concerning it is all Sentries, and Sentries do a grand total of, to armored, they do 6 damage. 6. Per 1 second. Roaches have 145 health. It's going to do anything. Just going to do a force field harass, force field this ramp up. I don't know what that probe's doing. Looks like he's just scouting for some extra expansions. Always good, considering Zerg will sometimes grab this to avoid having taken a little bit faster, but it's also a little bit riskier to that Stargate play. Looks like he's currently on a Void Ray and a Phoenix, which is good because you can lift the Queens up, focus them with the Void Ray, and then if you lift the one with high energy up, they can't transfuse. Does have his creep spread going. He got it picked off. Oh, that's bad. That's not good. You shouldn't expand it right there. He doesn't have an observer. No reason to just try to, go out. He does see the Stargate. Should see some spores coming up or a Hydroden. Hydroden's okay, I guess. See what Grubby can do straight out of a Hydroden is throw it on a Robo-Bay, and he can get Colossus out, or a robotics facility in a Robo-Bay, and he's magically, he wins. Like, there's nothing you can do to stop that. And he does have the Void Ray coming over here, which is going to deny that third, considering that he can't attack air. He doesn't have anything to attack air. He does have a Hydrogen coming up. He is moving his Queens, but with moving the Queens, the Void Ray is actually doing a lot more damage than it is. It's not really going to force... Oh, that's not good. He didn't get the cancel off. That's not good at all. But see what this Void Ray does is he got 300 minerals from this and delayed injects. Look at this energy. That's completely ridiculous. Grubby is in a very good spot, I think. These little advantages are just going to maximize because he's fixing to take that third. And if he takes his third at the same time or before the Zerg takes his third, this game is close to done. I guess since he's continuing with this Gateway Stargate tech, and I don't know how I feel about that. He will have +1. I will give him that. And Zerg's at 0-0. But with Hydras and Roaches, Gateway Stargate is going to melt. It is not going to fare well against any sort of... It's just not... But he is getting blinked, so he could do some pretty sick blink micro from his Warcraft 3 days, getting that micro up. But doesn't look like he's going to take a third. It looks like he does have a Pylon right there, so he will be able to warp in close proximity to the Zerg base. What else is going on? We got +1/+1 coming up for the Zerg. Groove Spines, which is, of course, the range upgrade for the Hydralisk. 7 Overlords, Blink, and 4 more gates for Grubby. Looks like he is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't really do 3 + 4 in my head. 7 gateways. So 7 gateways. Trying to expand off that is not going to end well. Looks like BitterCold is getting that spire up just for precautionary measures in case of a Colossus coming out. But he is hugging that hatchery. And why he is spewing creep when it is doing absolutely nothing, I have no clue. But supplies are relatively even. I mean, Grubby's still in this... that's not Grubby. That's Grubby right here. Grubby is still definitely in this game. BitterCold does see that breaking down with that Roach, and looks like he is spewing creep. Very smart, delaying that Protoss expansion as much as he possibly can. And since all of his forces, as he knows, are right here, there's nothing that... Well, he is wasting a Stalker, and he's not attacking with it. But it looks like he is going to back off and he's going to get a couple Hydras, 2 Hydras, and that's always good. You know, any unit can help. But he's got his 4 gateways up there. These need to be warp gates, and they need to be reinforcing the front. He's got so much chrono boost. What he should be, he is chrono boosting +2 weapon levels, but I would think you'd get an extra forge. But this creep will eventually be cleared up. He probably needs to throw some extra gateways just in case. Get ready for that huge income to skyrocket. So what do we got in the units tab? We got 50. Whoa, Grubby. Why is he not building probes? Come on, he needs to be building probes. 58 probes to 73 drones. That is a huge lead, but these force fields are awesome. Look at all these drones. He is just taking out for free. No damage is coming into these things. Nothing. And I really think he could take this army, and I think he very well may just take this army and force a GG out of BitterCold. So overall, a very good game. Grubby never really got the chance to take his third, but it looks like he really didn't need it. I think BitterCold could have played this out a tad bit better with a little bit more scouting. I prefer to send in like an 8-minute scout just to scout for this and just defend with spores. And then he could just get Roach Infestor, Ling Infestor, which would fare very well against this army. But Grubby played a very good game. Looks like he won. Yes, actually, it doesn't look like he won. He did pretty much win. He did take the expansion over here. That's why I never threw this one up. I'm retarded. Okay, I didn't spot that. But, I mean, the Zerg, yeah, he played okay. He's got 2-2 on the way, 2 Overlords. Nexus on the way, 7 Spines. Yeah, this game. But overall, a very, very good game. Not a very long. Good game, well played. And BitterCold has left. So, let's just look and see what was out at the end of that match. 27 Stalkers versus 4 Roaches, and a Void Ray, and 5 Phoenixes, and a Sentry and 2 Zealots. But, I think where BitterCold screwed up is that 7-minute layer. He didn't get his third fast enough, and losing 300 minerals to that Void Ray. That Void Ray did so much damage, and indirect damage of forcing the delayed injects, which, delayed injects, like, you don't even, well, you probably know, considering you play StarCraft, you know how important injects are. But let's say you're in Bronze League, and you're like, oh, what are Queens? But, Queens are very good units, by the way. But Grubby had very good saturation, very good, a little bit oversaturated, I would say. Yeah, just a little bit. A tad here and a little bit oversaturated here. But it's okay to be a little bit oversaturated when your third's coming up because you can just Maynard them right on down to this third and have it almost fully saturated. But overall, that was a very good game. Please comment and subscribe if you like that video. Thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you guys later.